Hey, this is Ben Nash here, creator of the 30 Day to Super Energy program and founder of Come Alive Health Coaching and Events. Coming to you today because I want to just do a quick video about something for all the coffee lovers out there. Okay, so if you love coffee, I want to give you an alternative. Because we all know, like, intellectually, that coffee, is not so good for us. In fact, what it's doing is it's putting immense stress on our adrenal glands and our kidneys, and basically kidneys are the batteries for our life, right? So we want to do everything we possibly can to keep them intact and rejuvenate them and keep rejuvenating them. So this is actually doing the opposite of what coffee does. But what I'm trying to do is get the taste, because I know some of you really love the taste. But the whole point about this, so one of the key ingredients that I'm going to be sharing with you is this ingredient. Okay, so you might not be able to see that from here, but this is called Mucuna. It's from lionheart herbs, and I've just been experimenting with it on and off, and it's amazing. I love this herb. Basically, just a little bit about this herb. It's originally an Ayurvedic herb, so it originally came from India. So the Indians have been using it. They've been using it in the East for many centuries. Okay, so this is something that that also has been used and has never shown or demonstrated any kind of side effects. So it's a completely, it's supposedly a medicinal herb, but it's a herb where it hasn't had an impact, and you can't actually OD on it. There's no drawbacks to having this. So if you were insanely stupid and you had a whole packet, like 50 grams, you still wouldn't do anything. So what's so great about this? So firstly, Mucuna is contains the only natural source of something called L-dopa, and basically L-dopa is the building blocks for our brain, for our body to make dopamine. So dopamine is that sort of feel good, that drive, and it's a neurotransmitter. Okay, so this is just an awesome herb. And also, just another thing about it, they're actually doing a lot of research on this herb currently for Parkinson's disease, because basically Parkinson's disease is just where the body just stops producing dopamine, and so hence kind of getting that shakiness. And one of the great things about Mucuna is it's a wonderful herb to incorporate in an adrenal, to restore the adrenal glands, to restore the kidney meridian. It's what's called in Chinese medicine as a yang jing herb. So it's a wonderful thing for people who have had sort of long-standing abuses to stimulants. So if you're really addicted to coffee and all other sorts of stimulants and drinks and all that kind of thing, then this is your salvation. Okay, so literally what I want to do here is just show you like a little thing, because I've just been experimenting. I like playing around in the kitchen and seeing if I can recreate tastes that we all love. So literally all I'm doing here is I'm gonna get a teaspoon. So I'm just going to put like a teaspoon, but probably start with like half a teaspoon to a teaspoon, and you can build it up to about a tablespoon over time as you get more used to it. And then I put, so like a teaspoon. In actual fact, I'm going to use the blender because I want to throw some nuts in there because I want to give it that milky texture. So I'm just going to make a bit of a mess up here, but just mix that around. So, and then I'm going to start with a cup of water. So this is enough to fit in this cup here. Okay, so, and then what I put is, I use tahini just to kind of give it that rich roasted or, you know, kind of coffee flavour. So literally what I'll do is I'll put about a teaspoon to a tablespoon of tahini, quite depending on how milky you like it. So I probably about a tablespoon in there. Okay. Again, it's like just a case of experimenting yourself with the measurements, because everyone's got different tastes. I'm just giving you some insights. And then what I'll just do is like literally about half a handful of cashew nuts, just to add to that creamy flavour. So it's probably a little bit too much. Just a few cashew nuts, just to give it a depth. So this is like, okay. So if you really like those kind of cappuccinos with those, you know, all that milky latte flavour, then boom, you need to get some of those cashew nuts in there. Okay, so other thing I like, just mesquite. So again, this is just like it's like a kind of blood sugar balancer, but it's also, it doesn't affect your blood sugar so much. But it's got a sweet taste, and this is like a sweet pod. The Native Americans have been using it for centuries, and so that just gives it a sweet flavour, a slightly sweet flavour, and a kind of nice taste. Okay, so now I'm just going to blend it up in the blender. So whack that on. Okay. Woo! Yeah! All right. And just a little bit for the sweet tooth out there. So I'm a bit of a sweet tooth. Actually, not really at the moment. But I've been just, so this is a great sweetener again, because it's extraordinarily powerful. And not a lot of people like this. This is called stevia. It's actually in a green powder. So this is it's almost like a mint. It's a plant that it's quite similar to mint, in not in flavour, but it is slightly minty. So basically, literally, but with it, it's so sweet, you have to be so careful and like literally take a tiny bit. So I'm probably going to take maybe about a quarter of a teaspoon and just knock it in there. But not a lot of people like this one. But what is available is these, you can get liquid stevia. You can get it in different flavours now. So you literally just put like a drop in, and it just sweetens the whole thing. And the place to get that again is Lionheart Herbs. So they sell a brand of, well, I think all the different flavours, vanilla. I think there's some other flavours there, but I might be wrong. Go check it out. So yeah, just put a little bit of stevia in there. If I quite like the green leaf stevia, but not all people do. So I'm just going to whack that up a little bit more. And literally just like warming it up. Look at that colour. It actually smells like roasted something. So now, let's warm this baby up. Warm this baby up. It's gonna warm this baby up. Yeah. Okay. So what I do is like, especially don't warm it up too much. So I don't want to like overheat it. So not, I don't want completely roast it. So when do we ever drink? I find it extremely frustrating. Sometimes you go into places and everything's just, or used to, like these coffee shops, and they just heat it to steaming hot, and it's just unnecessary. So you can't drink it for 2 minutes. But also, you know, we don't want to kill a lot of the good enzymes that are still alive from the nuts. Okay. It's also a good idea. I didn't do it on this occasion, but just soak your nuts before you put them in there. Okay. So yeah, that's. I'm kind of quite casual, as you can see, about how I do things, but that's just the way I am. So I just like to find the heat. Okay, so that's enough for me. It's got a nice frothy, filmy taste on top. Nice rich colour. Awesome. Look at that. Actually tastes quite similar to a cappuccino. Cheers. So that's it. Mucuna coffee. What should we name it? Put some posts below. Let's create a new name for this. So Mucuna coffee. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. I'll probably be throwing some other wild things together. So stay tuned.